Damn, no people, but I got like already. That's cool. Let me just say this one thing about fucking church, man. One thing about church. Everybody thinks that shit's it's a business, man. Like anything else, it's a business. I'm not trying to bash church, but it's just a business. You think your preacher, your pastor, they got bills to pay. Yo, what up, Zach? They got bills to pay, and that's priority, man. I don't care what they tell you. Church is a business, just like anything else. Jesus, he walked the earth. He didn't have no damn church, man. He just fucking. But that's what I got to say, man, about church. I think if you get something out of it, if it helps you, then you should do that, man. But don't think because you don't go to church or you're a bad person. It's kind of like a something they just use to scare people, to act right. When people just won't look at other people's perspective, man. Close-minded people can't see it. They never will. They never will. You know, it's not about right or wrong. It's never about right or wrong. Sure wasn't, man. I got 10 years on West Washington. I'm an old guy. I know Wes from Instagram. Don't really know him anymore, but got nothing bad to say about the man. I hope he's doing good, and I hope he's fucking still helping people because there was a point in my life where Wes Watson was one of the few people that fucking messaged me back or would listen to anything. So never locked up with Wes Watson. Don't know nothing about that, but I think the dude means well, man. I think he really wants to help people to better their lives and get in shape and change their thinking. You know, and a lot of people need that militant fucking tell yourself you're a bitch kind of attitude, man. I used it for years. I think you get to an age or a point in your life where you're just sick of calling yourself a bitch. But I hope Wes is doing good, man. I wish no hate on no man. Shit, shit's hard out here, man. Shit ain't no joke. I don't know if he's as big as he was. I don't know if he's bigger. I haven't seen nothing in my feed. I don't. Sometimes I subscribe to people and then I like unsubscribe somehow, and I don't understand it. I gotta look into that. Dude does. We have one thing in common, man. We both love quotes, and he is a machine. I wish I remember that one. I'm gonna try. But he has some good quotes too, man. What's up, Philly? You getting ready for the fucking Raiders to whoop on these chokers or what? Man, I heard if they tie, they both go to the playoffs. Wouldn't that be some shit? Coaches got together, just said, "Hey, let's go easy. We'll just tie. We both get to go." But that ain't gonna happen in the fucking Raider choker series, man. The chokers want to beat us bad, and vice versa. The Raiders are probably there biggest rival. Well, let's be honest, man. The Raiders are everybody's biggest rival. Nah, people don't. Come on, man. Once it gets under 60, people are freezing to death out here, man. And I got Viking blood, and that shit's no. I hate the cold too, man. Sucks. A nice sunny 75 to 80, ideal. Ideal fucking weather. But it's a beautiful day today, man. It's that 75 to 80, sunny, t-shirt, light jacket weather. I guess this is what we pay so much money for. I don't know how much the rent is anywhere else, but cost of living is high up out here, man. Everything's more expensive. I don't know how the wages go down, but or stay same, but everything else goes up. I don't think I've had a raise in like 20 years. What do you do? Someone needs to explain to me the whole YouTube thing. The views, the out. I try to look into this shit, and it just doesn't make no sense, man. Shit doesn't make no sense. One person will blow up, boom, 30,000 subs in like a month. I don't get it, bro. I know my content sucks, and I know all that, but fuck, I've been doing this like fucking 2 years. I think I've gone down. I haven't gone up. I've been saying it for a while, but this whole prison genre YouTube, I think it's just a big fucking scam, man. I think it's just a big, huge setup. When I was in high school, they did this thing where so they were doing a movie on graffiti and got everybody to come down and strut their stuff, tell them their name, all this shit. And they didn't get no movie role, man. All they got is a pair of handcuffs. I think that's what's going on here, man. Just a one big setup. Operation YouTuber. Everybody's going to jail. Just fucked up shit off. But not me, though. I break no laws, do no crimes, I drink my water and mind my business. Safest place to be. Drink your water, mind your business. But I see so many people get themselves into some shit they just have no business getting themselves in just because they open their goddamn mouth. Once you speak on something, man, you're involved. Plain and simple. People come to me about this, that, and the other. No, I don't know. I know nothing about that shit, man. Whatever it is, I, the whole cheese muscle thing, I don't understand it. I mean, I was big into the fucking shit talking, bad mouthing people too, but I've seen the error of my ways a long time ago. I just don't understand why talking somebody down or pointing out somebody's flaws. What do you get out of it, man? What do you get out of it? Everybody's going through some shit, man. Just be nice. If you can't be nice, just don't say shit. But you see it all the time, man. Talking shit is different than just clowning somebody. If you're clowning, you're gonna get it back, and that's fine. You gotta know who you can joke with and who you can't, man. And I don't have that many friends to be the people come up to me and talk shit. I don't start clowning. Even guys at work. That's about it. But ultimately, who cares? Am I from the hood? I am not from a hood. I am in a hood. Not a bad hood, man. Spring Valley is the greatest city on earth. Am I a loco? No, I'm not. But I know a few. I got nothing bad to say about them. I never really got into the gang thing. I mean, you hang out with them, you run into them, you're cool with them. But in the '90s, man, I don't know because I'm not a high school or a young person anymore. But I don't know how it is. But in the '90s, man, that shit was serious, real serious. If I ain't good, man, trust I will be. That's how I see it. But in the '90s, people take that shit, and don't get me wrong, people still, if they're from neighborhoods, man, most of the dudes, even the young cats, man, they are serious about their shit, man. They are serious. It's not a game or a joke or a fucking post on Instagram, It's real everyday life. And that shit's serious. And I think that's why you can't fucking speak on shit you don't know. You know what I mean? That's why they get mad, or that's why people, you can't run around your front like you from somewhere, because the people that are really from there who have to go through that shit every day, they can have it. But like I said, whatever you're into, man, do it to the fullest. If you love something, man, love the shit out of it. If you hate something, man, hate the fuck out of it. Don't do anything half-assed, man. Whatever it is you're doing, don't do it half-assed. You will regret it, trust me. You will regret it. Lemon Grove, love Lemon Grove, man. Lemon Grove's a great spot. when I was in the what? Copy my name? Probably got more subscribers than me too. Grove Street. Hell yeah. When I was first time I was in county jail, I sold up with a dude from Lemon Grove. There's like four or five white boys, and the other three were from up north. And man, they couldn't stand us. Said there's too much Mexican flavor in those. What's up, Sean? Too much Mexican flavor in the Lemon Grove, National City, Spring Valley white boys. Whatever the fuck that means. Whiteboard dart? I haven't, man. I don't even know what that is. Poway, hell, Poway. Worked in Poway a lot. Rich folk up there, man. They don't like me in their neighborhood. Whiteboard dart? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I did SARMs. Waste of money. A waste of goddamn money. SARMs, man. You might as well just stick a needle in your ass. My point of view, you know. But there isn't much that I haven't tried to build muscle. You know, from insulin to steroids to human growth to SARMs, you name it, I've done it. You know, man, my favorite stack to this day, if I was to jump on one, would be test, it would be Tran, and it would be Anadrol. And that's it. Oh yeah. I wait up in here. I didn't take much orals, but when I did, I would take 100 milligrams of Anadrol a day. You'll get big and you'll get strong, man. Tran, Trembling, the nectar of the gods, greatest steroid, point blank, period, the greatest steroid. Pipe of crack? Yeah, I've smoked fucking crack before, man. I'm not proud of it. It's been fucking years. I don't really. In the 90s, crack was a fucking huge thing, man. Now I don't really see it. Yeah, I mean, HCH cost me about $3 grand a month, man. Taking 8 to 16 IUs, you know. And the thing about ACH is there crack in Lemon Grove? I'm sure there is. Crack's everywhere, man. I don't know where. I couldn't tell you where. That shit's everywhere, you know. From Poway to fucking downtown, you'll see crack everywhere. But I mean, I think the drug of choice it's got to be speed, man. Everybody, it's just too cheap and too easy to get. You know, why get fucking pay $40 for a gram of yay when you get, you know, PCP every man. You got any drug is easily accessible if that's your drug. You know what I mean? You'll know the people to hang out with. You know the people to talk to. You know your plugs. You know, but drugs ain't ever gonna stop it. It's just a money making scam now, man. People, you know, law enforcement, everybody, just they don't want to stop the porn drugs. Come on, it's a fucking $1 billion fucking industry, man. And you think they want to stop drugs? Who the fuck do you think puts the drugs here, man? These people just, oh, hey, you just cracking some baking soda, took that shit up, and you got a cheaper cocaine. Yeah, sure the brothers in LA are the ones that fucking thought of that shit. What's confusing me is how people don't get it. You know, they let all these stupid little things get people to fight back and forth. You know, nah, man. PCP. I've done it a few times, and every time it did not end very well. Like acid too. A few times I've dropped acid or shrooms, same thing, man. Just didn't work out for me. You know, I experimented early in life, and then took took a good 20 years off of everything. And when I was working out doing stuff, I didn't touch drugs. I hated drug addicts, hated fat people. Oh yeah. Now, honestly, I'm cool just smoking weed, man. It's like it's the only thing that really calms me down. When I do the other shit, I get way too fucking. It's like immediately into a manic episode. You know, it's like every time I even take drugs, it's just to spite somebody else. Not even get high, you know. Dude, but smoking weed I will always say this, is by far the best high, the best, if you want to call it a drug, I don't call it a drug, is by far the best. There's no fucking come down. There's no, you know what I mean? It's just getting your mind right. That's it. Getting your mind right. They've given me everything you can think of for anxiety, man. Everything you can think of. And Xanax turned me into a straight fucking zombie. Ativan is all right, you know, at nighttime. But smoking marijuana, by far the best. Wes, I was just talking about Wes, and I ain't got a single problem with Wes. I think he helps people who need that kind of help. You know, Wes is a militant dude, man, and some people can't handle that kind of shit. You know, but the same shit he'll say to you, he says to himself. You know, I think there was a time in my life where I needed, you know, that kind of fucking Wes Watson, you know, to get me through. Tell myself I'm a bitch, not stop doing, you know. And I still do it. I try not to. I probably went from calling myself a bitch 50 times a day to 5 to 10. I just got sick of fucking putting myself down. I got sick of, I'm just sick of hearing myself bitch completely. You know? What's the point? If you can fix it, fix it. If you can't, move on, man. Do not let shit live in your head rent free. People let way too much shit live in their head rent free. No, I do. It's just the damage you do to yourself in your head is so much worse than anything anybody will ever do to you. And what? And for what? All that shit, all the negativity, all the put downs, all the fucking guilt, all that shit. Mm, 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 mm. Bolt up. We're gonna see though. We are gonna see. Is it gonna be Raider Nation or are the chokers gonna go choke in the playoffs? We'll find out tonight. The chokers are going to choke tonight or next week or the week after. They're the chokers. This is what they do. You know, it's just what they do. But I'm not gonna lie. I never had an issue with the San Diego Chargers. Never, ever, ever. Even rooted for them. But as soon as they pulled that bullshit and went to go be someone's little bitch in somebody else's stadium, they're the chokers. They're always gonna be the chokers. Point blank. Period. Man. I do like their quarterback. That kid. That kid can play some football. But man, I don't know. Kinda. I like John Gruden, man. I don't know what the fuck. I can't even tell you what he said or did, but I mean, I like his enthusiasm for the game. I think he's a great player. And that's another thing, man. Who? What up, Lee? Chilling, man. I'm chilling. Can't see nothing. People, slammed John Gruden, fired him, he quit, whatever. But for saying some racist shit and some sexist shit, and have you never been in even high school, or have you ever been in a fucking locker room with the dudes? Come on, man. He's a football coach. What do you expect? People are way too sensitive, you know? Said it 1,000 times, man. Everybody gets offended by everything, but nobody does shit about anything. You know? It just don't make no sense. If you're gonna, you could, man. Nowadays, Lee, all you gotta do is go on the internet. You can get whatever you want. Oh, many more have said a lot worse. Let's not even get into that, man. You know, the whole racist comments and sexist comments is hopefully people wake up and realize, it's just stupid, but it's probably gonna be around forever, man. That stuff is just ingrained in people, Stuck in the old days. Yeah, man. It's Leash just going so fast. It's like if you don't keep up, man, you just get run over. Like dudes like my dad, he fucking still has a flip phone, and I don't know how you can do it. Honestly, that phone is your GPS, your everything. If someone took my phone, oh my god, I couldn't imagine. You know, they'd have everything. Not to mention like 400 crank picks. Gotta erase those motherfuckers. That is pretty caveman, Lee. Not gonna lie, it's pretty caveman. I'm not that bad. I can maneuver and get about and figure shit out, but I'm definitely not like computer savvy and all that. I don't mind going back to this. I wouldn't mind going back to it. My phone died a few weeks ago, and we were working up in Encinitas. Probably a 45, 50-minute drive, but it's down the coast. And man, I was looking out, and I was thinking, about, this is the first time in God knows how long that I've even stopped and looked around. Robin Williams, man. You know, I want to say, I don't know, man. I think killing yourself is kind of chicken shit way to go out. What's up, John? But I see how some people are just fucking sick of it. What up, Scotty? You know, it's like the shit gets sometimes your mind is just, like my mind is a terrible place to be a lot of times, man. And I can totally see how people just say, "Fuck it, I'm out." You know, but to me, it's just the chicken shit way out. You know, because you're gone and free, but the shit that you leave behind, you know, the people and you know the you know your people close to you are probably gonna think, man, is that because of me or you know, it's just I Ron Williams. I don't remember. Can't remember if that was the dude. No, that was David Carradine. Guy that was like choking himself, jacking off, and died. God, that's gotta be a shitty way to die. Weird shit, man. Man, I wouldn't fuck with that shit, man. I have. I don't know, though, man. Nightmare. They're putting fentanyl in everything. I don't do black market shit. Every drug I take is from prescribed by my doctor and gotten through a pharmacist. I do not do anything illegal. I am a good citizen. But man, you're playing Russian roulette. You know, you take anything that you don't know what's in. That's where we got our shit, our steroids from. Mexico, Tijuana. They didn't have internet and all that shit back then. You know, we went to a veterinarian clinic and got shit for horses, and I don't know what Logans are, man. I'm sorry. I don't think so. Shit had a pig on it, you know. Again, man, I don't know. Not hip on the terminology, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. It seems like Southern California, everybody's ahead of it, you know. So what do you do, man? You know, drugs is a topic that people don't want to talk about. You know, most people do them, but they don't want you to know they do them for whatever reason. But I can see why. Honestly, being honest hasn't worked out well for me. You know, just hasn't. That's why now there isn't a person, there isn't a single person that can speak on my life that can say I'm doing this, I'm doing that. There's not a single person. If anybody does, they're fucking lying. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is nowadays. Nobody's loyal. That whole vaccination shit, man. I said it from day one. They're just putting way too much sauce on it. Way too much sauce on that fucking. Why? When they want you to fucking get a shot and do all that shit, that much, it's just too much. It's just way too much. There's always a there's always a agenda, and don't let them fucking tell you that there's not. Everybody has an agenda. Everybody's fucking selling something, and the ones that say they're not are selling even more. It's like motherfuckers screaming they're real are probably the fakest. Man, it I don't understand how people don't see it's mind control. From TV to back in the day radio, now to social media, it's all mind control. They want you to think about this, think about that, do this or do that. And the sheep, man, there's just so many sheep just following the herd, following the herd. And honestly, I thought about it. And it's probably better that way, man. A lot of people just can't deal with the reality of life. They need their butterflies, flowers. They need everything to be, you know. Oh yeah. Message me that shit, Scotty. Like remember, everybody needs it to be, you know. And that's when if people say, "Oh, I want people to be honest, and I want people to be upfront, and I want people to tell the truth." That's fucking bullshit. They don't. They want their truth. You know, they want you to tell them what they want to hear. That's that's the way it is. They don't want the true truth. They want their truth. And my truth is probably different than your truth. I'm not saying I'm right or you're wrong. It's not about that. I'm just saying different strokes for different folks, man. That's it. But that's why the whole church thing is, man, you can't scare people into thinking a certain way, you know? Well, you can a lot of people, but these preachers, they sit there and act like, oh, they're doing it for you and God. And, man, they're doing it for the bottom line, whether they like it or not. You can't say, okay, this church has a $500,000 mortgage and bills, and every month that's due. And you got to bring in that crowd. You got to do. Come on, really? You think they're gonna go rogue and shit? They're gonna be replaced, man. They're gonna be back to the fucking youth group. You know, church is a business. It's a fucking business. You know, just like the bullshit 12 step. It and I shouldn't say bullshit 12 step because it helps a lot of people and that's great. But come on, man, come on. You know when you're gonna quit? When the fear of staying how you are outweighs the fear of changing, then you will stop. And I've quit every drug known to man, and that's always what happens. You're just so terrified that you're gonna be stuck in that same way of life, like the whole OxyContin and methadone. God damn it, that the whole opiate thing, and I was scared to death every time I get close to not having no pills. A few times that I had to wake up with no pills. Man, you shouldn't live like that. I don't got to go running for nothing when I wake up. I could just wake up and go to work. When you get that mentally dependent on something, of course your body's chemically dependent on it too, but mm-mm, not for me. No more, man. No more. Damn, those fucking dogs. Straight running amok. When you start to get that mentally dependent on something, you gotta start switching it up. You can't overnight just be like, I'm this way now. It's like a gradual over time telling yourself that. There's a lot of stories like that too, Lee. I've never, I've never, I've never been that into it. It's never been that serious. I mean, I've done stupid shit and all that, but one thing, I've always worked. You know, I've never let that, I've never let that shit go. I mean, there's a day here, day there that maybe I was up for a few nights and I just couldn't get up. But very few, man, very few. Too few to remember. Not saying I'm better than him, but it's just I have this work ethic ingrained in me. From since I was a little kid, probably. You don't work, you don't eat. If you don't work, you can't do drugs. If you don't have money, you can't do drugs. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, man. You can't go take from somebody else. There's that in my head, that logic it just doesn't work. You know, I couldn't do it. It's never been that serious, and that could or that could be a bad thing too, man. Because sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to start over. But let's not get it twisted, man. Everybody doesn't make it out. You know what I mean? I don't know where your dogs are. My dogs are in the living room. Everybody doesn't make it out of addiction, man. Some of it stuck forever. Yeah, man. You never know when anything could be gone. It could all be just taken away. Oh, I just said something. I'm like, oh, I see. Damn. Sorry, man. I'm half a retard right now. R.I.P. DMX, man. D, Look at DMX. He didn't make it out, man. And he tried. Some things, some people just don't make it out. And I think everybody who lives that life, I think everybody who lives that life knows that, you know. But it don't matter what it is. If you're, you know, whatever you're stuck on, I don't even know what time it is, man. Whatever you're stuck on, whether it's drugs, food, women, gambling, whatever you're stuck on, you got to get out. You can't focus too much on one thing. And I was like that too, man. I was so designer shit, this, that. I was so like that, man. But now it's just I'm trying to downsize. Too many options is a bad thing sometimes. And it's like everything is temporary, man. I didn't realize that, or I didn't think about it. You know, and then when you see things come and go, it's like you realize everything is temporary. So enjoy it. Whatever it is, whatever it is. You right now you're playing softball 3 nights a week. Whatever it is, your chip, whatever, it's temporary. It's gonna go away. So just enjoy this shit. It's like life. temporary, man. Enjoy it. Why waste any time at all worrying about shit? Might or might not happen. Did happen, but nothing you can do about it now. Wasting time. Time is your most valuable possession. You can never get it back. You can get a new life, you can get a new wife, but you can't ever get your time back. 2 Chains. But it's true. So true. I do believe there's a life after life. I believe your soul, your spirit, that moves on, man. And I think a lot of what you do here plays a role in where you go. Hey, yesterday's history and tomorrow's a mystery. Mike Ness. But it's so true. It's so true. And if you could figure this shit out at like 20, 25, man, you're going to have a good life. It took me to mid 40s to start to figure shit out that I am implementing, but haven't fully got there, you know? Routine. But if you practice a bad routine, that becomes your reality, you know? I feel like a philosophizer now. I went from Brock Lesnar to fucking Master Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fucking life's a trip. Man, I can't say they're not real. I could tell you some stories, you know? But you got to take it with a grain of salt, because where's my head? But I could tell you some stories, you know? Just like Bigfoot. You ain't gonna tell me Bigfoot ain't real, man. I believe in that shit. I've seen him. No bullshit. I've seen Bigfoot. Ghosts, I've encountered a few. Shoot, the shadow people were out in force one time. No bullshit. Yeah, you think about all that shit, you know, the pyramids and all that shit. Man. What up, Mike Myers? Michael Myers is a cool fucking bad guy. You know, he didn't. One day, Lee, I'll do that. He didn't talk no shit. He didn't whine. He didn't complain. He just killed a motherfucker and left. You know, Mike Myers was about killing folks, and that's it. You know, didn't want to any of the extra shit. No extra shit. Just killing folks. I don't know why Freddy, those were like the big, scary dudes when I was growing up. And I don't know, Freddy just seemed like a bitch. Mike Myers is a bad man. He's a bad man. I think Eminem is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, lyricist of all time. I don't. If if you if you disagree with that, in my opinion, you're feeling some kind of way about Eminem. You know, I know it's like nothing can scare you. You know, when you've been to hell and back, and you know the fucking boogeyman. You know, it's hard to be scared. That's my opinion, man. I mean, think about it. I mean, look at some of the, even if, okay, the content of Eminem is far out, but it's really not if people were honest about what they're really thinking. Then it wouldn't be all. People are like, oh my God, they got to say, oh my God, so people don't think they think like that. But if you think about it, the shit, the metaphors, all the shit he put together, that's a talented, talented fucking man. That's all I know. And if you ask me, he's probably the best lyricist. Keep looking up, man. Just keep looking up. Yeah, I'm not talking shit, but I never was a fan of East Coast rap. I don't know why. Not the whole East Coast West Coast thing, but I just didn't like East Coast rap. My advice to someone step in front, man, be a man. Just be a man, you know. And whatever you do, man, whatever you do, when someone asks you, "Do you know this person?" No, I do not know that person. Trust me. Trust me, they'll get you, man. I've seen it happen too many times. Yeah, Wu Tang was East Coast, Method Man, Beastie Boys. I just didn't care for them. I don't know why. I was more NWA, you know, Ice Cube, Ice T. Who else was big back then, man? There's a lot of people. House of Pain, I guess they were cool. But it was like, something white boys could cheer about. It was crazy, man. When House of Pain came out, I swear to God, everybody was fucking Irish. Everybody. The most important thing about life, time. Time. Time enjoyed is not time wasted. Wasted time will always be the biggest regret of my life. And wasted time isn't just like sitting around doing nothing. It's all the hours you spend in your own damn head thinking about nonsense. You're gonna regret that. Trust me. That's crazy. I remember I had to sneak my tape deck, uh, portable tape deck, and headphones. I had to sneak it outside in the back shed, and I was all scared listening to that NWA album. Scared my mom and dad would go crazy. I wasn't even allowed to watch He-Man when I was a kid, so NWA would freak them the fuck out. They grew up in St. Cloud, Minnesota, man. They had no idea what being a California kid was all about. How could they? Wherever you stay, wherever you come from, all that shit, it defines who you are. It defines your perspective, man. Yeah, fucking dog. Right? Shoot, I remember people walking around with their ghetto blaster and a piece of cardboard just out of the middle of nowhere, just bust into a fucking breakdown. That shit was huge. You don't do shit like that no more. I have heard of that dude. I have heard. I don't know much about it, but that name sounds familiar. In Aquarius, that was a fucking roller skating joint. Man, people would strut around in those fucking roller skates. I don't work out no more. I I walk, some light dumbbell work, but as far as working out, 25 years, man. 25 years. I woke up every morning, Christmas, no days off, at 3:30 in the morning, and worked out from 4 to 6. 25 years, and I'm just burnt out, man. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just burnt out. Water and chicken breast and boiled eggs for 25 years, man. Now it's honey buns and rock stars. I have one of those. Everything I do, I fucking overdo it. So when you're burnt out on it, it's like, will I go back? I'm not gonna say I'm not. 'Cause to this day, I don't care what anybody says. The key to staying sober, or the key to staying, however you want to be clear-headed, is working out. I don't care what 12 step. I don't care any of those. Number one, or the number one thing to keep you off is working out. It'll give you that natural high you probably haven't had God knows how long. It just gets your mind right, man. Man, I got pretty good genes and genetics. I mean, man, you don't prepare your mind for something like that. I prepare my mind for no. I do not want any issues with nobody anymore, man. Too long, just walked on the beach, kicking sand in people's face, saying what? It's it's not a fun life. Now, you can say what you want. You can do whatever, man. I don't give a. Unless you ain't my backyard or at my front door, the fuck do I care? You know. But don't get it twisted, man. I'll fucking someone jumps on you or something, man. They're gonna get a piece of steel somewhere, wherever I can stick it. I gotta work on Monday. I don't want to fight. Whatever, man. My son's still into it, man. He's not doing it for the real bodybuilding anymore. Now he's doing it, working out, doing some MMA training. That kid is fucking a stud, man. Proud of that kid. I must have did something right. Couldn't have been all his mom, It had to be just a little bit of me. I'm in construction, family business. Family or not, man, you'll know who's on your team the second the road gets a little rocky, man. The second you'll know who's on your team. You can't go wrong with any of those, man. Of course you're gonna be in shape. You do all that shit. I mean, the gym, yeah, it's a benefit, but to me, it's more, a pitching contest or fucking, you know, do it like no bullshit, man. I did not work out for the health reasons. I did not work out for anything other than fucking vanity. You know, I just liked having 20-inch arms and walking around with my fucking chest out like a big tough guy. Now I would probably do it for health purposes. I'm not really ready to start living healthy though. I mean, I'll ride the fence, you know, but I'm getting there. I think that's what happens. You just run out of shit to abuse. It depends on how heavy, man. If you're going fucking crazy heavy, which I do not recommend, I already explore the wilderness, man. No matter what you do, if you do heavy, you're gonna get bigger quicker. But you're gonna take. My body is fucked, man. I walk crooked. My spine is crooked, and I'm only 47 years old. So that's what at 20 to 30, hell to 40, you don't think about. You just fucking pick up. 120-pound dumbbells like they're nothing, you know? But you don't realize, I got two torn biceps. They couldn't look right if they wanted to, you know? All these things you just don't think about. And I'm sure I've heard the same shit I'm saying. I'm sure I heard that shit then, and I'm sure I just said it. Fuck you, you know? You don't know me, motherfucker. You know? And I should have listened. Maybe I could have. But whatever. I'm not complaining, whining, or wishing it back. It's all good, you know? You're where you're at for a reason. Enjoy being there. Because one thing, everybody loves a comeback, man. You know? People love seeing that shit. So if you're down, then go back. People will come back. They love seeing that shit. The bounce back, man.